What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mode video. So today we are going to be discussing the tier 50 skin for season 7. So yes, the Striker 45 is still kind of a fresh weapon. Obviously there's not really a lot of skins for it out right now. I think really the only one is just the epic skin, and probably this coming week we might get the legendary skin, which is something I may or may not pick up depending on how well I do with DoorDash this week. But yes, there is a legendary coming out for this weapon, but obviously, given the state of how the Striker 45 is as of right now, I don't really suggest like buying it, given that, you know, it's probably one of the worst SMGs right now. But let's actually talk about the epic skin, because I know for the most part, most tier 50 skins are not really that good. I mean, there are some really like notably good ones, but for the most part, we usually get pretty bad tier 50 skins. However, there are those rare times where the good ones do pop out. I mean, the HDR was a pretty good one, but then like they kind of ruined it the next season with like the FFAR, where that one ended up becoming like terrible. But yes, this one is actually pretty decent, and I know a lot, like, you know, it does matter with the iron sight with tier 50 skins specifically, because yes, it is quite a grind to get to tier 50 if you do not pay your way to that point. But at the end of the day, you would at least expect a decent iron sight change for the new weapon. And in many cases, COD Mobile usually fails to deliver that, except for this one time and a few times before. So yes, the Tropical Fun actually does help the gun out a little bit more. So if you guys have been using the base weapon since now, you would notice that yes, it's not really that much of a bad iron sight, but it does get a little clunky, a little bit cluttered at the same time. I know some of you guys, actually I have noticed a lot of people using red dot sights, and that may be because they might be using a phone or maybe a smaller device. But yes, not a lot of people trust the iron sight. I'm not going to say this is all cases. Obviously there's people that use the iron sight itself and they're just happy with what they have. But in a lot of cases, I mean, yeah, the iron sight does kind of compromise the gameplay a little bit. So basically what this iron sight does is just basically a giant circle with, I guess it's a lot more open, I would say, and just like the little 3-pronged iron sight is just there to, I guess, help you aim better, but it doesn't really get in your way as much as it would if you're just using the base gun. But despite the iron sight, I know that's a big feature when it comes to a lot of different epic skins. Let's actually talk about the design as well, because I would say, yeah, this is probably one of the better designs for a tier 50 skin. Usually they're very basic, you know, not really a lot of effects. And again, like the HDR was probably like the last good one. But this one is a lot more decorative. There's no animations to it, but there is a lot of, like, you know, those little lay flowers. You see the tiki on the side, as well as some like little etchings on the body of the weapon, which actually you can see if you use a different type of camouflage, especially the new Making Waves camo. And this is a kind of thing that I have been noticing with more recent skins. You know, you're able to put camouflages on them while still having a certain design that was put on the body of a weapon. Like, let's say if there's like a spray paint design, it would still be there if you're using red sprite or ether crystal or something like that. So little by little, they are slowly improving on those types of skins that make the gun still look the same, but, you know, just you're allowed to put something on it that still doesn't, you know, kind of just makes it go back to just the simple base gun. However, the only complaint that I really have is probably the camo coverage, all excluding diamond. So putting Damascus, putting on, you know, even the Making Waves camo, it doesn't really look that great, mainly because the camo coverage is only like on the body of the weapon. And given that there's just so many decorations in the way, you can't actually see much of the camo anyways. Like, yes, the Making Waves camo does look pretty good on it, but again, like if it covered a little bit more of the skin, I think it would be really nice. But really the only one that does any sort of work like that is probably just diamond camo, but that's the case with like every blueprint on diamond camo. But in my personal opinion, I just kind of prefer using maybe the Making Waves camo, because it kind of goes with the skin. But with diamond, I don't know why. At least looking at it from the menus, it looks kind of ugly. But Making Waves makes it look a lot better. It goes with the theme, obviously. So at the end of the day, I mean, the skin is actually pretty cool. I love the Tropical Fun, and you could use it with like the Making Waves, and it just makes it even more better. Again, like my only complaint is just that it doesn't have really good camo coverage if you're using anything but diamond. So yeah, that's really my only complaint with it. Obviously, they can't really improve on it now, but yeah, it's the brand new tier 50 skin. I hope you guys are enjoying it if you've already made it to tier 50. But yeah, anyways, have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.